Another problem with taking away the rituale is that diocesan priests can no longer, as I understand it, do baptism in the traditional rite. They can't give confession in the traditional rite, and they can't do exorcism in the traditional rite. And I fear that the diocesan Latin Mass movement is going to decline. Hopefully not die out, but it's going to decline. How can you keep a traditional community going when the other sacraments are all Novus Ordo and Holy Week is Novus Ordo? And then occasionally you have a Latin Mass. It's not the fullness. And also when it comes to exorcisms, all priests will tell you the old one's better. And it's now taken away by this instruction. That's not good either. Now, the other conclusion or the other outcome of all this is the Society of St. Pius X. What are you going to do if you live in a certain town or a city and your diocesan Latin Mass gets shut down? It's gone. And there is no Fraternity of St. Peter, and there is the Society of St. Pius X. People are going to go to it. Another thing that's going to happen, and this depends on what happens with Institute of Christ the King and the Fraternity of St. Peter, is what are young men going to do who want to be priests? Are they going to spend the next 7 years, 8 years, 9 years discerning and going through seminary with the Fraternity of St. Peter to suddenly not be able to be traditional priests? Are we going to see all these young men going to the Society of St. Pius X? I loved this tweet by Father Gregory Elder, and he writes right here on the screen, "The Pope has directed that henceforth the Tridentine Mass cannot be advertised. So at my parish we shall no longer announce the 2:30 Latin Mass. Henceforth, sometime after 2:29, but not later than 2:31, there will be a cultural gathering for immigrants from the Roman Empire." End quote. It's tricky. It's tricky. I like it. It's humorous. And there's been some other fun things that have been appearing online. And what this shows, by the way, is I think it does reveal, whether anyone will admit it or not, a sympathy for Archbishop Lefebvre. In other words, we all know that we have to be subject to the Roman Pontiff and the Roman See. We have to obey the Holy Father. But we also realize that when it comes to things that are contrary to natural law or divine law or the common good, remember Thomas Aquinas talks about the 4 causes of a true law. When those things are lacking from the Holy Father, should we obey them? Or should we have sometime after 2:29, but before 2:31, there'll be a cultural gathering for immigrants of the Roman Empire?